Taylor Swift is finally looking back on one of the most intense periods of her career, and what she revealed about the hate frenzy surrounding her could completely change the way fans see the Reputation era. During a recent conversation at the Grammy Museum in Los Angeles, Taylor opened up about the emotional pressure she faced before creating her 2017 album, Reputation. And instead of describing that period as something she simply survived, Taylor explained how she turned all of that negativity into music. According to Taylor, the Reputation era came during a time when people were not just criticizing her. She felt they were actively trying to misunderstand her. She explained that people were taking what she said, twisting the meaning and purposely interpreting her words in the worst possible way. And for someone who was already one of the most famous people on the planet, that kind of attention created an impossible situation. Taylor pointed out that when a public figure becomes a target of what she called a collective hate frenzy, trying to defend yourself can actually make things worse. Every explanation can be mocked. Every attempt to clarify your side can become another headline. And eventually, Taylor realized that constantly trying to convince everyone to understand her simply wasn't working. So instead of continuing to fight the noise directly, she did something much more powerful. She turned it into art. That decision became a major part of what made Reputation feel so different from Taylor's earlier albums. The project leaned into darker imagery, sharper songwriting, confidence, revenge, romance, and the complicated public image that had formed around her. Rather than pretending the criticism didn't exist, Taylor essentially took control of the narrative and played with it. And looking back now, she says she's particularly proud of how she handled that difficult chapter. Taylor explained that some of the moments she is proudest of are the times when something happens that could potentially overwhelm her, but instead of allowing it to take control, she finds a creative way out. For her, music became that escape. And that might explain why Reputation continues to have such a strong reputation of its own among fans. The album wasn't simply about responding to critics. It was about taking an uncomfortable public image and turning it into something entertaining, dramatic, and completely hers. Taylor also shared a revealing perspective about criticism in general. She admitted that negative comments can sometimes fuel her creativity. In fact, she joked that when people mock her, she sometimes enjoys mocking them right back, even using words that critics might have to look up. But she made one thing clear: universal approval was never the real goal. For Taylor, the bigger reason she continues making music is because she genuinely loves doing it, and because her fans connect with the songs in a meaningful way. That makes her comments about Reputation even more interesting. What once looked like a massive career crisis eventually became one of the defining creative eras of her career. The hate didn't disappear overnight. The criticism didn't suddenly stop. But Taylor found a way to make sure it didn't control the story. Instead, she picked up a microphone, went into the studio, and turned the chaos into music. And years later, she's looking back on that moment not with regret, but with pride. So what do you think? Did the backlash surrounding Taylor actually help create the Reputation era we know today? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more Hollywood celebrity news and the latest Taylor Swift updates.